Do you remember the Sam Cooke song, No, I'm Not Gonna Sing? I was born by the river in a little tent, and since that river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Let's talk about change, y'all.
Oh, it's good. Good and terrible.
I love Brotha T.
How you doing? This is Terry Guy Wilson, aka yo boy Brotha T, here with another one. So I'd like to thank you and welcome to the New Life Tree, where we like to give you little pine cones of wisdom for your motivation and mental health. If you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Remember, I don't know everything, but I might know a lot of things.
What the is wrong with you?
So today we're going to talk about change. No matter where you're at in life, no matter who you are in life, no matter how successful you are in life, one thing is inevitable, or two things are inevitable about our lives when we live it, right? They say life, death, and taxes, right? but the two things I would say, for the sake of this argument or the sake of this episode, is that you are going to experience death at some point. And another thing is change. No matter, you can be Michael Jordan, you can be, who's the richest man now? Elon Musk, you can be that guy. One thing is for certain, things are going to change in his life at some point. What are life-changing events? I don't know, getting married, right? Losing a loved one, you passing away or transitioning. These are all things that change the world around us, right? Well, I guess if you pass away, it's really going to change your world. But you get what I'm saying. No matter who you are, it's going to affect you. Even if you are a bum on the street begging for change, things are going to change. Things are going to transition another way. I want to give you kind of an example. I used to be a cable guy, right? So I used to go in people's houses and install cable, internet, security cameras, stuff like that. And we used to have these old guys that used to work with us. They were the old guard, right? When I was, I was still fairly new. I was a few years in, so I wasn't like green or anything, but I was getting a hold of it. I was figuring it out, right? And we used to have these guys, and they were there for 10 years already. And they used to be very set in their ways. We'll just say it like that. So they did things a certain way. They didn't want anything to change. The company I worked for, the cable company, they came through and said, hey, we're doing phones now. So, everybody's going to eventually have to train on these phones. And I just remember these old guys would not embrace the change. Now, some of you out there are like, well, that's their right not to embrace the change. That's what you're saying, right? But what ended up happening? What ended up happening is they start losing their positions and they start getting paid less, right? Now, some of them, they didn't care. They were going to do it their way no matter what. And then you had a select few that were like, okay, I had enough of this punishment. Let's get it. I'll figure it out, right? What's my point? My point is that no matter how comfortable you think you're getting, things are going to change in your life. Somebody can have a sudden accident tomorrow. Things are going to change. Don't live your life necessarily expecting for things to go wrong or anything, but I want you to be forever prepared for things to come. Now, I can tell you that I had past relationships where, things would happen. Sometimes there would be what you would consider bad things. They would happen and they would be kind of rough sometimes. And I used to be kind of stoic about it. Now, the people I was with, they didn't understand what was going on internally with me. They just thought that I didn't care, which was never the case. Sometimes when you have a man like that and he's stoic, you really have to pay attention. Pay attention to more of his actions than what he actually says and what he shows emotionally. But I can tell you internally, I'm like, okay, I got something to figure out. I didn't panic. Why? Because I was taught not to. I was taught by the men I was taught to be men by. You don't panic. You take care of things. You get things in order, no matter how effed up they may seem. Now, I remember my first marriage, right? And I just remember my ex, she lost her sister and her mother on the same day. I know it sounds crazy. That sounds insane to some of you, but it's a true story. She lost her sister and her mother on the same day. You don't think her life was changed after that? That would be earth shattering to a lot of people. And I give her a lot of credit. She got through that, but I had to be that rock to stay there for her, right, at the time. And even though nobody expects that to ever happen, I was prepared for it because I understood that things change, especially if you're being the head of the household. You got to be ready for the change. Be ready for the change. I think you all know what I'm trying to say here. And just a word of advice, especially to the young people out there. You're not always going to get your way. Things are not always going to stack up the way you want them to stack up, right? Don't be afraid of the things that come necessarily. Don't even expect them necessarily, but I want you to be prepared for them to happen. Be prepared for any type of emergency to happen, where you're going to go, what you're going to do. This is your man, Terrion Wilson, aka Brotha T. Changes are going to come. Peace.